The first red flag was him not asking me out until he seen me in a bikini.
Because he's physically attracted to you? You said you thought the man was gay. Now he's physically attracted to you, and that's a problem.
Immediately, when a man sees you open your purse around him, it just is a real a red flag for me, and that kind of just turned me off. Like, okay, we're friends.
Okay, wait a second. Hang on. Back up. Wait a minute. Stop the press. Hold the phone. Hey, welcome back, Motivation Nation. It is your host, Al Gordon. We're back for another one. And you guys know I'm not going to keep this intro long because I know your attention span ain't that long and you'll click off. If you're new here, welcome. We react to videos. So with no further ado, and we give our opinion. And I need your opinion down in the comments to keep the conversation going. So with no further ado, let's see what the young lady's talking about. It's supposed to be a doozy based on what they told me when they sent it to me. Here we go.
I let my neighbor take me on a date, and I'm gonna tell you guys how it went.
Okay.
So first, we've seen each other multiple times in multiple different community events, and he never really showed interest. My homegirl even thought he was gay. But since we live right next to each other, it's like proximity type of thing. So we were like, we always talk to each other and stuff like that, and we were getting to know each other. As a community, I like making friends in my community. So there's this one event, and everybody's at the pool. So I go put my bikini on. Mind you, I talked to him before I put my bikini on. But I go home and I put my bikini on. And then that's when he was just like, oh, basically saying that he wanted to take me out, show me this spot. And
Okay, hold on, ma'am. Hang on. I'm confused right now. Now, you said that he never talked to you. Y'all thought he was gay, but then y'all lived close to each other, so y'all started to talk to each other. And now he wants to ask you out after you got into a bikini. Well, it sounds to me like you guys have had multiple conversations, and now he actually feels more comfortable with you. And so now he may have finally gotten the courage to ask you out on a date. And even if he asked you out on a date after you got into a bikini, what difference does that make? That just meant that I guess he liked what you look like in a bikini. Is that a problem? Is it a problem for him to be physically attracted to you? Is that what you're saying? What are you saying, ma'am? Do you want the guy to be physically attracted to you or not? You went and put the bikini on for a reason, right? Okay. You wanted attention, he gave it to you. He gave you positive attention, and that's a problem. Okay, I see where this video is going. I see why you said it's going to be a doozy. I see where we're going already. Okay.
oh, like a date? And he was just like, yeah, I guess so. And I was like, okay, that's weird because I didn't think you were interested in me. And so he's like, oh, what made you think that? And I'm just like, because like we've seen each other many times, and you've never really showed interest. So as the day's coming towards the planned date, he actually texted me and was just like, "Oh,
But had he approached you too soon, you'd have said, that's weird. I don't even know you. You've seen him many times. He's been basically trying to make you feel more and more comfortable, and now he's made his decision to try to ask you out on a date. And that's weird. Okay, I understand why you're single already. Okay, let's let her continue.
I know that you have like dietary restrictions." And I was like, "Yeah." So he basically called around to find a place where we could both eat. So he found a spot, and I was like, wow, he actually like took time to that's a green flag. The first red flag was him not asking me out until he seen me in a bikini. But, green flag, he called around to, see where we can both enjoy, like a place where we can both enjoy.
Okay, first of all, that's not even a red flag. The fact that he even knows that you have dietary restrictions means that you guys have talked on multiple occasions in passing or in the hallway or whatever. So he knows enough about you to know what he needs to do to go out on a first date with you. I don't understand why you're not taking this more so as a compliment versus you're taking it as something that is derogatory. And because he's physically attracted to you, you said you thought the man was gay. Now he's physically attracted to you, and that's a problem. This is a telltale sign of a woman who really doesn't like a man because now she's looking for any reason to disqualify him. He's doing everything the proper way, and it seems to be a problem for her. She doesn't like him. That's just the bottom line. She doesn't like him. She'll entertain him because there's nothing better going on right now, and she'll just try to see where it goes. But if this guy if he farts on the date, it's over with. He should have held his gas. Bottom line. I mean, but let's let her continue.
And then when he found the spot, I was like, do you want to meet me there? Or since, we live right next to each other, you want to just ride together? He was like, oh, you can ride with me and save gas. Okay, another green flag. So I tell him to meet me by the staircase. I'm thinking he's going to, drive his car and pick me up like how my homegirl does that lives in the same neighborhood. She usually drives her car to the staircase and I go hop in the car. So I thought that's what he was going to do. The time comes where he's going to pick me up, and so I'm waiting for him. He tells me he's going to be 10 minutes, so I just make a couple videos while I'm waiting, because I'm already outside. I thought he would have, been there on point. But, he said between this time, he showed up between that time. He was walking, so he walked over to the staircase. So I was like, that's fine. So I ended up walking towards his car. I was like, you could have just said, meet me on this side, so we could have, but yeah, anyway. So he didn't open the door. Okay, that's kind of, not many people do that. Like, that's princess treatment. But I'm a princess, so I'm thinking, okay, whatever. I opened my own door.
You think you're a princess. What is this I'm a princess crap? But anyway. Anyway, let's let her continue.
Get in. Car's super clean. Smells really good. Like, he just got his car detailed. I don't know if he just got it detailed because I was getting in the car. But green flag. And then he drives all the way there. Green flag. We get there. The place is really nice. Another green flag. And they actually have a vegan option. So I'm like, wow. But it was out of stock, so whatever. But when we sat down to order, he basically said, get whatever you want. And I was just like, oh, green flag. I'm like, I'm getting the whole menu. I didn't get the whole menu, but I was like, yeah, I'm getting the whole menu. So that was a green flag. And then afterwards, after we were done eating, he was like, are your shoes comfortable? And mind you, I'm wearing heels. So I'm just like, no, they're not comfortable. I'm glad I didn't wear my red bottoms, though. I just wore these because I knew we were going towards the beaches. So he was just like, oh, okay. I was like, well, if you, because he said I wanted to, take you to this place and we were going to walk around. And I was like, oh, well, there's stores here on the beach that I could just get sandals. And he was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, we could just go to one of the stores and get sandals. So we go into the store to get the sandals, and I get the cheapest ones, really, because all of them were like $40. I got the ones on sale for like $16, whatever. But he watched me pay for it, so I was just like, that was just my ick right there. Since I came from a relationship where I did everything and paid for everything, it was just like immediately when a man sees you open your purse around him, it just is a real ick, a red flag for me, and that kind of just turned me off. Like, okay, we're friends. So after that, I was just kind of just treating him like a friend. Like, he was asking.
Okay, wait a second. Hang on. Back up. Wait a minute. Stop the press. Hold the phone. So because you chose to wear some shoes that weren't comfortable, because on all of the videos that I've seen and on the Pop the Balloons, on the reactions that I do, every woman likes to brag about how she wants a tall man because they like to wear heels. But then when they go out in heels, they can't wear them long because the bottom of their feet hurt. And they always either have an auxiliary pair of shoes with them that makes them shorter. So I don't understand why they're so big on someone being so much taller than them, because most of the time the men are. Or in this scenario, she's wearing heels and the bottom of her feet now hurt and she needs a new pair of shoes to walk around because this guy has thought this date out and he's trying to have a good time. And because he didn't buy you some shoes because you wore the wrong thing, it's now some kind of way his fault. And because you came from another relationship where you were paying for everything, now you think you can up the stakes on a guy that you don't even know and force him to pay for something that he's not even involved in, and you're not even his woman. See, the key thing you said, you were in a relationship where you paid for everything. That's your fault, first and foremost. That's on you for getting with a man that does not want to contribute to the relationship. You're in the courting stage with this guy. This is you guys' first date, and you're now expecting him to pay for So you have a higher expectation from a stranger than a guy that you were in a relationship with for however long? This is the delusion, and this is the outrageous mindset that's out here. I understand you saying I was in something and I don't want that anymore. You learn from your mistakes, but you don't then turn around and have an expectation of someone else right off the bat. That's something that you work towards in a relationship. If you needed a pair of shoes, those are your shoes. You're going to keep those shoes. He's not going to wear them. You keep them. So you buy them. So you shouldn't even have an expectation for this guy to buy you some sandals to walk you around. He's already he's walked over, he's picked you up, he's taken you in his car, he's taken you for dinner, he's paid for the dinner, and he's entertaining you. He's enjoying your company as you should be his. But the red flag now is, oh, he didn't buy my sandals, so I can't go any further. I told you guys from the beginning, she was looking for any reason to disqualify this guy. She doesn't like him. But let's let her continue because this is absolute nonsense.
Questions and stuff like that, and I was just like on a friend vibe because my man, my future man, he's not gonna let me open my purse, especially for some $16 shoes to hang out with you, to walk around and hang out with you.
Okay, but that's the thing. He's not your man. He's not your future man. This is somebody that you're getting to know. That's not your man. As of right now, you are two people trying to get to know each other. So you can't have an expectation. You can't expect the person that you're just now meeting to act as your man. Because then if he makes demands as your man, then you're gonna feel weird, right? Just like, oh, I can't believe he talked to me after I put on a bathing suit. Well, he could say my woman wouldn't do that. Doesn't make any sense what we just said, right? But again, some of these conversations you have to remove logic and reason, even try to figure out what's going on here. My man ain't gonna let me. That ain't your man. That's not your man. What are you talking about? It's not your man. You haven't made any establishments. You haven't made any man. Let I look here.
Other than that, like the date went very well, and that was just my only type of like red flag, really. Like, I mean, there was like he also, like, when we were walking, he made sure that I was on the inside and he was on the outside. That was a green flag. That was very gentleman behavior. But everywhere we were going, I was getting so many compliments. He was just like, oh my gosh, like, that's so, like, this is the fifth person that's came up to you and just told you how beautiful you are. So in my head, I'm thinking, like, damn, everybody in the world can see how, like, that I'm a princess, but I'm not getting the princess treatment.
That has to be the most upside down, asinine thing I've heard in a long time. Everybody can see that you are a princess, but you're not getting the princess treatment. Wow. So now you're equating people giving you compliments on how you look as being a princess. Mm, mm, mm. And you think the way that you look should make someone treat you a certain kind of way. And that right there is the problem with why the dating scene is the way that it is. People take far too much inventory and put far too much weight on how they think they look and what they think someone should treat them, on how they think someone should treat them based on the way that they think they look. Looks have absolutely nothing to do with how someone is going to treat you in a relationship. It has everything to do with how you're going to treat them. This is a mutual relationship between two people. After you've been with somebody long enough, does not matter at that point. What matters is how you treat each other. And you're going to be treated as a princess or whatever you're talking about based on the way that you treat that man. It's a reciprocal thing. A bunch of people will talk to, oh, you look cute and all that. Yeah, because they got one thing in mind. One thing in mind. And everybody in the world sees this, but yet you're single. Tell me how that works out. Everybody in the world sees you should be a princess, but yet you're single and the last guy that you was with, he made you pay for everything. So you treated him like a princess. Do you understand? Do you see what I'm saying? Somebody talk to me. Somebody let me know in the comments. Anybody, somebody talk to me because this is ridiculous. everybody can see I'm a princess. Ma'am, nobody sees you a princess. You're single, right? Humble yourself. This guy's been nothing more than a gentleman, and you're looking for a reason to disqualify him. Just say you don't like him. Just say that and move on. But anyway, I'm talking too long. Let's let her finish, and we'll give our closing comment. I don't want to make this video longer than it needs to be.
Like, I'm the type of woman I want flowers. I want you to I want all the romance. I want to be taken care of. I want like a manly man. I don't know.
No, you don't. You don't want that. The last guy, you did all this for him. Stop it. Stop that. Say going forward, these are the things that I would like to change from what I've learned. But all of this is now your expectation when you've been with somebody that you treated him like a princess. Okay, all right. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to stop it. It's hard for me to. It's just hard for me to listen to this. It's hard.
This one, I don't know, and it just wasn't really giving that. He's cool as hell. Don't get me wrong. I would love to hang out with him. I wanted to hang out with me again, and so I wouldn't mind hanging out with him again. But I would definitely make sure to tell him like as friends. Yeah, we can hang out as friends. And just like when you know what you want, it's just like I told he's definitely the type of person that if I feel like that if I would have asked him to do something, he would do it. But it was just like my friend was just like, you don't have to ask a man to do something; he should already do it. And I'm just like, that's what my guy friend said, and I was like, you're right. It should already.
So now you're listening at your guy friend who's telling you something that you should do, but you're still single. So I don't know if that guy friend is the person that you should be listening at, and if that guy friend was really your friend, and more than likely that guy friend is a person that's just hanging on. You don't like him. You don't like him, so he's just hanging on, hoping that eventually he can get lucky. That's what it sounds like to me. Because what he just told you is complete hogwash. That ain't no friend of yours who gave you that kind of advice. A real friend would have been like, that's not your man, and you should have never had that expectation out of him. Shame on you. That's what a real friend would have told you. But a guy that's lingering and hanging around, waiting on you to be vulnerable so he can get lucky one night, that's the type of stuff he says. Hey, ma'am, you better learn from this. you better carefully pick who your friends are and carefully pick who you're actually listening at and taking advice from. Because that was bad advice from your so-called male friend. That ain't no friend of yours. That's a guy that's trying to get something up out you.
In you, not on you. So, like, maybe I should have jokingly said, haha, you're not gonna open my door? Like, jokingly, my friend was like, no, you should not do that. And I was just like, damn, okay. But I was like, how is somebody gonna know like what to do and how to treat you if you don't like kind of like tell them or apply it? And he was just like, they're just supposed to know. And I was just like, okay. But I don't know. How do you guys feel about this?
It ain't no they're supposed to know. Everybody's different. Everybody's expectations are different. People are looking for different things. So no, that's why you have to communicate with a person and get to know them before, during, and after your first dates, and you move forward. So before you even go on a first date, you should at least get to talking. And the guy at least got to talking to you and knew enough about you to plan a date that you guys actually did. Well, you did enjoy it, but and you enjoyed it so much you do want to go out with him again. You just don't want to date him. And so just say you don't like him versus figuring out all this stuff and making up all this stuff to make this guy look like a bad guy. This guy's been nothing more than a gentleman.
Situation. I just feel like I'm a princess and I deserve princess treatment, and that's what I want, and I'm not gonna settle. So it's like I don't mind having friends. Oh, and I also forgot. Since I was getting so many compliments, I was just like, hey, can you make a video? And he's like, yeah, that sunlight's looking so good on you. And then he's like, yeah, I'll take a video. So he was like, he took the video, and it came out really good. And I had asked him to hold my stuff for me, which was my purse and my shoes. And he held them all the way back to the car. So I also thought that was a green flag. Like, you're willing to hold my purse for me. Like, there's like a lot of green flags going on there, but there's also a few red ones. So it's just like I'm kind of on the edge. That's why I want to know, like, what are your guys' thoughts on this situation?
Okay, so basically, they were all green flags. There were no red flags on this entire conversation, this entire story time. Not one red flag was there. This is all stuff that was made up, and a lot of people are gonna remain single if they continue down this notion of I'm a princess and I deserve princess treatment. You don't deserve anything from somebody that you're just meeting. And it's funny how people keep talking about what they deserve, but they're not talking about what they're willing to give up on the first meeting, what they're willing to do to attract someone. They keep only wanting to talk about what someone has to do to be with them. Little do they understand. Like they want to say, I see a lot of stuff with people posting and saying, "Oh, I'm hard to get to. I'm this, that, and the third." All of that's fine, but you're in competition with many other women, just like you say these men are in competition with many other men. So you can take that approach and continue to make single story times, or you can humble yourself and try to get to know someone that is treating you fair, treating you good, and being respectful versus trying to make them be in some competition that you're having in your mind. Because I mean, there are a lot more women out there, and most guys are just going to continue to move around until they find what it is that they're looking for. Because I'm seeing far too many single story times, and these people are trying to pretend like they're happy with it when they're crying themselves to sleep. This woman just made up some red flags just because she doesn't like the guy. And that's another thing. Sorry about that. But anyway, I was about to close out anyway. But anyway, while you going out with people that you don't like, stick to the people that you do like, and then maybe you'll have a better chance at really wanting to get to know someone. But anyway, I've been talking too long. I need y'all to jump down in the comments. Let me know you guys have thought about this. You heard what I heard, you saw what I saw. I need you guys' opinion on it. So keep sending me the videos. We're gonna keep reacting. We're gonna keep giving our opinion. That's it for this video. I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm out.